Then all at once the messenger was there, amid the simmer of wedding guests, dropped in like the last ingredient into a bubbling pot. They kept on drinking and did not feel the stealthy entrance of the God who held his aura as tight against his body as a wet cloak, and seemed to be like any one of them as he walked on. But abruptly, halfway through a sentence, one guest saw how the young master was startled from his couch at the table's head, as though he had been snatched up into the air, and mirroring all over with all his being a strangeness that addressed him horribly. And then, as though the mixture cleared, there was silence. On the bottom, just the dregs of muddy noise and a precipitate of falling babble, already giving off the rancid smell of laughter that has turned. For now they recognized the slender God, and as he stood before them, filled with his message and unentreatable, they almost knew. And yet, when it was uttered, it was beyond all understanding. None of them could grasp it. That's from Rilke's new poems, Alcestis. And that just strikes me as the summing up of this gospel lesson today. Huh? Somebody say something? Well, I thought somebody did. I'm hearing voices. It's going to be a good one this morning. Watch out. Anyway, this poem really struck me as summing up the way people approach the gospel lesson we heard today of the Transfiguration. Can't tell you how many trees surrendered their lives to academics eager to prove in well-meaning tones that this actually happened after the resurrection and was moved. And of course, an equal number of trees were given over and sacrificed to those other academics who want to prove, oh no, this happened. No. The slender God is in our midst. And that babble, that falling babble with the occasional rancid laughter, just obscures that presence. It's time to still the mind and recognize that the God is here. And the God has already given us a message about how to hear what is to be said. The thing about this gospel lesson, I'm going to share with you the way I experienced this. I don't care if it happened before or after the resurrection. I don't care if it happened in history at all. What I do care about is the metaphor that's contained within it and how it speaks to me at a very deep place and helps guide me on a spiritual path that makes my negotiation of the world out there a little bit more sensible, a little bit more deeply reasoned and seasoned. Jesus goes up on the mountain. He's transfigured. And two figures show up with him, Moses and Elijah. The law, the prophets. He is the sum total of that. But when you think about it, law is a very rational thing. You know, you've got all these laws and you've got to follow them, and then there's subtext and all this stuff. And prophecy, that's a very emotional thing. I'm going to get into the prophecy and I'm going to tell you because I'm full of the Spirit and my emotions. So there we have the head and the heart. And when they come together and meet in unity, the Christ within you and the Christ within me is transfigured. Got to get that chatty head under control. Got to get that emotional heart in alignment. Now, okay, the preacher's good at doing this. Okay, this is what you need to do. And then we don't ever tell you how. But in Christian tradition, it's rich with the way to do this, the way to recognize that slender God in our midst. The thing that gets me about this gospel lesson as well is God basically says, this is my guy. Shut up. Listen to him. And the very first thing he does, because they're all on the ground now, because Peter's tried to grab an eternal moment with his mind. I'm going to build this and build this and build. I'm going to hold this eternity. No, you can't do eternity like that. The truth is, we live in eternity, but we're so chatty in our head or so out of control in our hearts, we're not aware of it. And then all of a sudden, it's there. And Peter and the guys, they fall flat on their face. They're frozen in fear. And Jesus walks over and says, get up. Don't be frozen. Get up. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Now, the ancient monks, first monks that appeared in Christian tradition, or part of the Hesychast tradition, they had a way of praying that they called prayer of the mind and the heart. I've shared this with you before. And what they believed was, if they worked in discipline to pray in this way, the heart and the mind would meet. And in that meeting, there is the intellect. Intellect with a capital I, not rational intelligence. It's an intellect that flows from that eternal moment that's always around us, that can open my eyes and make me aware of things that my chatty brain might distract me from, or my gushing heart might hold me from seeing. And that prayer is achieved by breath prayer. We Christians forever have prayed, oh God, please this, oh God, please that, oh God, take care of this, and God, while you're at it, can you do this? Chat, 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 chat. Oh God, I need, oh God, I want, oh God, help. Prayer of the mind and the heart is breathing. It's just breathing as simple as I am. I am. Inhale, exhale. The awareness begins with the breath. It can move to the heartbeat, but it pulls me to a central place. It clears the chattiness. It calms the heart. And the eternal moment opens to my awareness. The slender God becomes manifest, and instead of falling down in fear, I hear the message that is way beyond any word. That eternal moment is now. I believe I'll give a 14th century Kashmiri poetess the last word this morning. She says, meditate within eternity. Don't stay in the mind. Your thoughts are like a child fretting near its mother's breast, restless and afraid, who, with a little guidance, can find the path of courage.